Okay, let's jump right in. Have you ever felt totally buried under the sheer avalanche of spiritual advice out there today? It's a real modern paradox. In this explainer, we are going to unpack how a classic piece of esoteric wisdom actually provides the perfect direct antidote to our very modern problem of spiritual information overload. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by the noise, this is designed to help you cut right through it. Think about it. In 2026, we've got truly extraordinary access to esoteric teachings. You can literally pull up ancient secrets with a quick search on your phone. But there is a huge catch to all this accessibility. If we're just endlessly bookmarking wisdom without actually living it, we become what the source material calls passive spiritual consumers, and that is definitely not the goal. We want to be genuine aspirants, people who don't just hoard spiritual facts, but who actively take esoteric truth and apply it directly to the gritty reality of their everyday lives. To map our way out of this consumer trap, we are going to cover 6 quick areas today: the modern spiritual dilemma, Master Jawal Kuhl's wisdom, Rule 1, discerning truth, Rule 2, exoteric responsibility, Rule 3, steady perseverance, and finally, applying truth to life. Let's move to Section 2, Master Jawal Kuhl's wisdom, and look at who exactly the teacher is here. The text we are decoding was authored by Master Jawal Kuhl, who is often called the Tibetan or just DK. What really sets his teachings apart is his underlying motive. DK didn't offer these profound esoteric teachings so you could just build up a massive intellectual library of facts or to turn you into a devoted follower. Not at all. He presented them purely as practical tools for the expression of your own soul in daily service to others. He champions radical self-reliance over leaning on any kind of outer authority, which honestly is incredibly refreshing. And this quote right here brilliantly illustrates his whole premise. Master DK states quite bluntly that the teacher's personality is irrelevant. Your power to apply truth is everything. He's basically saying that devotion to a teacher's personality is actually a massive distraction. In DK's framework, the only valid authority is the soul within you. It is entirely about your power to take a truth and actually put it to work. So, how do we begin navigating this path? That brings us to Section 3, Rule 1, discerning truth and the measure of truth. DK cautions us right out of the gate. He says that real progress requires you to rigorously test every single teaching against your own inner experience. Notice his exact phrasing there. You're developing power to discriminate. It's entirely up to you to sift through everything you hear and figure out what's absolute truth, what's partial truth, and what is just completely false. The teacher delivering the message does not validate the truth. Your own internal discrimination does. The modern application for this rule is so incredibly direct. Look, in our current landscape filled with spiritual influencers, captivating speakers, and endless online gurus, it is way too easy to get dazzled by the magnetism and, let's be real, the perfect ring lighting of a spiritual teacher. But DK's rule demands that we completely ignore the messenger's aura. We have to focus relentlessly on the actual substance of their message. The teacher is irrelevant. The truth is not. Moving right along to Section 4, Rule 2, exoteric responsibility, or gaining understanding through application. Now, this is an uncomfortably direct teaching for a lot of us. We so often think that just reading a book or listening to an explainer is doing the work. But DK says that gathering esoteric knowledge actually burdens you. It gives you the exoteric, meaning the external or outward, responsibility to apply it to your everyday problems. Study alone simply does not equal understanding. This completely upends how we normally approach learning. We absolutely have to drop the illusion that reading equals doing. The mere accumulation of knowledge does not equal spiritual growth. Genuine expansion of consciousness doesn't happen when you're sitting perfectly still in a quiet meditation room. It happens when you take these truths and throw them right into the messy friction of your ordinary life. You have to test these ideas against your difficult relationships, your stressful work environment, and your everyday frustrations. That is where real understanding is forged. Which brings us to Section 5, Rule 3, steady perseverance and remaining unmoved by events. Let's really look at the language DK uses here. He doesn't call for intense, dramatic shifts. He isn't asking for a sudden burning enthusiasm or some profound mystical talent. Instead, he named steady, undramatic perseverance as the ultimate prime requisite. It's just about remaining completely unmoved by outer events and sticking dynamically to your path, no matter what obstacles pop up. For those of us living in a constant state of distraction and information overload today, this is a profound reset. We are so often addicted to spiritual novelty, right? Always hunting for the next profound book, the next secret teaching, the next big aha moment. But overcoming that desire, and instead just steadily walking the path through the mundane without getting derailed by the chaos of the outer world, that is the inner state of realization that actually produces tangible change in your life and your environment. All right, final stretch, Section 6, Applying Truth to Life, the work ahead. Having laid out the framework to discriminate, apply, and persist, DK leaves his students with this stark, uncompromising reminder. Absolutely no teacher, no author, and no explainer can do the hard work of application for you. The task of changing your life belongs to your own soul alone. So how do we turn from passive consumers into genuine aspirants this week? Let's use this exact 3-step practice derived from the text. Step 1, identify just one truth from this teaching that genuinely challenges you. Step 2, don't just think about it, actually apply it to one specific relationship, difficulty, or decision in your immediate environment. And step 3, carefully and concretely note how your consciousness and awareness shift as a result of that friction. Take a deep breath, look at your life right now, and ask yourself this final question. If it is really true that understanding only follows application, what truth are you finally ready to stop merely studying and start actually living today? Think about that for a second. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I wish you the absolute best as you put these rules to the test in your own life.